So we're doing a comparison?
Yeah.
Do you
guys know this song?
I do.
不知不觉，这城市的历史已记取了你的笑容。红红心中蓝蓝的天，是个生命的爱诗。春雨不眠，隔夜的你曾空独眠的日子。让青春娇艳的花朵绽开了深藏的红叶，飞去飞来的满天的飞絮是幻想你的笑脸。真爱春去红尘中，谁在宿命里
This, do I know her?
No, first time. She's from S.H.E.
Okay, cool.
So she is the H because her name's Hebe.
She's the H in she. I feel like I've heard that name.
There's Selena, Hebe, and Ella.
Oh, Hebe's a fun name. Well, this singer has some beautiful details in her voice and is using some glottal stops mid-word, sort of like Tate McRae, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande. It's kind of a very youthful technique. She also has a really beautiful fluttery vibrato I've heard a couple times. And just tonally, it's very sweet, and there's a lot of really lovely details here. Here's an example. I'm not going to point out a million of them, but on this last word, which is, I don't know, you can hear, okay, you can hear the glottal stop at the top. She does also do some cries, but as I've mentioned in the past, she doesn't cry up very high, so they don't feel very abrasive or jazz hands. They're kind of tucked in really beautifully, so she can do more of them without us really like noticing. Yeah. Not only is her vibrato quite thin, but she's also not overutilizing it. Actually, is she young, Jay? Or is she
Our age, I think.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, for being our age, this is a very modern and youthful style of singing with the glottal stops and the less vibrato and not holding tail ends out really, really, really long and adding vibrato, and the more shallow vibrato. And though I can tell that she's a skilled singer, has a lot of tools in her toolkit, and you can tell that by the subtleties, the way she's joining one note or syllable to the next, but she's also not like being showy or I'll never forget this session I had when I was recording once, and I was feeling self-conscious because I was singing more simple. And I was telling the producer, I want people to hear like, you know, I want it to be fancy. And he was like, well, I know you like the singer Norah Jones. Is she a good singer? And I said, yeah. And he said, how do you know that? And I was like, I just know. And he's like, bingo. It's not always about doing everything. So she is adding many details, many subtle details, and then less subtle details like the glottal stops and the subtle cries. But a lot of why I know she's good is because she just is. But it's refreshing to see a singer not dump every tool out, you know, just here's everything I can do. She's still doing things, but it's still really cohesive, and we still really get to enjoy the melody of the song as well as the tone of her voice without her doing really, really obvious things.
飘去飘来的笔迹是深长的激情，你的幸运。千场后世轮回中，谁在生命里徘徊？是轻笑我凡俗的人生，永难
Dynamic. She uses, yeah, that's a great example. That's another very a skill, but she's wielding it very subtly, is dynamic. So, you know, I talk about push-pull, which is really like abrupt change that I think sometimes is not completely purposeful and in control. But listen to this the end of this phrase. Right? That's very much in control, very on purpose, and not over the top, but we still felt it. She's super beautiful.
让我看一眼，默然后眼手空着。
Oh, wait, pull out yodel. One, subtle.
永远的爱人。
Does she do those R's uniquely? Does she pronounce those R's uniquely?
I think so.
It's like a personal style thing. It's really nice. I heard it right off the top and I thought it was a one-off, but she does really her own way, kind of.
让青春吹动了你的长发，让它牵引你的梦。不知不觉，这城市的历史已记取了你的笑容。红红心中蓝蓝的天，是个生命的开始。
Sweet falsetto.
雨不眠隔夜的你曾空留眠的日子。春雨不眠隔夜的你曾空留眠的日子。
So they're exaggerated. Are they exaggerated? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Deeper, like tongue action?
Yeah. Yeah.
Da 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 da. Do do do.
Beautifully expressive. This is lovely. Is this a singer show? It's a concert? No, it's The Voice.
No.
Why is there judges in the chairs?
I don't know which show this is, but
It's big. Like, look, it's a show.
I'll look it up. Yes.
Well, I like this singer. This is an understated but very skilled singer. Hebe.
Yeah.
What is the topic of this song?
It's called Dream Chaser. The title of the song is called Dream Chaser.
Okay.
I have the translation here if you want to read.
Let youth blow through your long hair. Let it guide your dreams unknowingly. The history of this city has already remembered your smile. That's quite poetic. Red heart under the blue sky. Ooh, this is nice writing. Marks the beginning of life. Spring rain stays away. You once spent the night alone in those sleepless days. You once spent the night alone in those sleepless days. Interesting translation. Let the blooming flowers of youth unveil the beauty hidden deep within. The flying catkins? What is this? The flying catkins that drift through the sky. Do you know catkins?
What's that?
Are fantasies of your smiling face. As autumn comes and spring goes in the dust of the world, who is arranging fate behind the scenes? In the silent snow and cold nights, your brilliance is hard to hide. This sounds a little bit more like thick and like it sounds a little bit more casual than the lyrics actually are. Like the way she sang it seemed a little bit more like, I don't know, this seems a little bit more heavy. Look at me just once. Don't let beauty guard an empty pillow. Youth has no regrets, it never dies. You are my eternal lover. Let the wandering footprints etch everlasting memories in the desert. The drifting marks of writing hold the passion and heartfelt words you conceal. In the cycle of past and future lives, who lingers in the echoes of sound? Foolishly, I'm laughed at for my deep affection. This mundane world can never fully understand such care. Look at me just once, don't let beauty guard an empty pillow. Youth has no regrets, it never dies. You are my eternal lover. Some beautiful poetry in there. Look at this amazingly sculptural gown on top. Beautiful flow on the bottom. Bring in the drama. Is it Coco? I haven't seen a close shot.
原諒愛也不講半句，此刻生命在現在。
Coco.
Oh, it is.
過去你
Cantonese
曾
version.
尋過某段失去了的聲音，落日遠去，人期望留住青春的一剎。 風雨思念，只身夢裏總會有唏噓。如果他朝此生不可與你，那管生命是無奈。
So the lyric is completely different. Okay.
Meaning. The meaning is completely different to me.
Yeah. Complete different set of words.
過去也曾盡訴往日心裏愛的聲音，就像隔世人期望重拾當天的一切。此世短暫，轉身無盡消失了的空間。 只求望一望，讓愛火永遠的高燒。青春，請你歸來，再伴我一回。原諒話也不講半句，此刻生命。
So her vocal take is very clean, very clear, and she is adding that little riff. She's adding that little turnaround riff that I've heard in, I want to say, more traditional Chinese folk. Do you know what I'm referencing?
在現在，過去你曾尋過某段失去了的聲音，落日遠去，人期望留住青春的一剎。
That. Yeah, but she's not just doing, what is it? Yeah. Well, that would be I call it a somersault when I coach it. It's a grace note and a little simple circle riff with a grace note on the top. But this is different.
風雨思念，只身夢裏總會有唏噓。
This is more ethereal. This whole performance, that's the word that's in my mind, and what she's just going into right now, this sailing, very floaty, very beautiful. So she's bringing this song to life in a very different way than Hebe. This is very two different presences as artists and singers. And though both very skilled, using sort of different paint brushes. To me, this is like beautiful, clean, long lines, just very pure. Actually, 如果他朝此生不可與你，那管生命是無奈。 Yeah, like that, those intervals. 往日心裏愛的聲音，就像隔世人期望重拾當天的一切。此世短暫轉身
抱着瀟灑了的空間，此世短暫轉身步進瀟灑的空間。
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is not a floaty falsetto. This is more resonant, like a heady resonant tone, but very pure and very cutting. This is a very different... did the lyrics, even though the lyrics are completely different, do they sit in that same meaning?
I think it's
Like a similar story, kind of?
I can look it up.
Well, this was a very...
more yearning.
More yearning.
Like, love, if I can't be with you, you know, tomorrow I wish to see you the next life.
Oh, no, that's different. I think that's
It's
different.
from a movie.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Theme song from a movie. Andy Lau.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different meaning, I think, than what
The Mandarin version is also for TV, actually.
Okay,
for
okay.
TV drama, right? 雪山飛狐，有冇睇過？
I don't know which version it is.
The very
I've probably
old,
seen the TVB
very
one.
old one, the very old one. Yeah.
Well, this was a beautiful vocal performance and a very, very pure vocal.
Here's the lyrics.
Beautiful dramatic expression from Coco Lee. Without even a word of forgiveness, in this moment life is coming together. In the past, you once searched for a voice that had been lost. As the setting sun fades away, people hope to hold onto the fleeting moment of youth. Oh no, youth was that theme. There was a theme of youth in the other one too. In wind and rain, memories drift into dreams, always leaving a sigh. In the future, this life cannot be with you. What does it matter if life is filled with helplessness? In the past, I poured out all the love once held deep in my heart. Like someone from another world longing to retrieve everything from that day, this life is fleeting. Turning away, I step into a desolate space. All I ask is for one glance, to let the flame of love burn forever. Youth, please return and stay a little longer. I think there's themes. I think there's themes that are
Still
Yeah.
connected to youth and love.
Yes. Is there more?
The original songwriter.
让青春吹动那你的长发，让它牵引你的梦。不知不觉，这城市的历史已记取了你的笑容。红红心中蓝蓝的天，是个生命的开始。春雨不眠，个个的昵称，红豆面的日子，让青春耀眼的花朵展开了深长的红颜。
Between his deeper vibrato and I'm gonna say we can hear his age in his voice. I don't mean that his voice sounds tired. I mean, we hear his, I don't know, his wisdom, his years. You can tell that this isn't a young man. But also this is a very emotive singer. I wouldn't say that he's similar to Hebe at all, but both of them are in their own way paying a lot of care to the way syllables and words join in that they're both bringing their personal style to it, whereas Coco was more, in my mind, painting long lines and using really pure tone to paint the picture.
And also Coco was the only Cantonese version. So.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
飞去飞来的满天的飞。
But in some ways that's even more interesting because sometimes Cantonese can make it even more abrupt, but yet it was really like beautifully painted. Like it just felt like it was like, yeah, like pouring out.
许是幻想你的少年，秋来春去红尘中，谁在宿命里安排？
Like he uses dynamic a lot too.
Yeah.
He uses dynamic a lot too. We hear him soften and push and pull again very purposefully, not abruptly. In the way that he is interpreting lyrics, he's adding that dynamic.
冰雪不语寒夜的你那难隐藏的关怀。 看我看一人嘛，蓦然后人手。
For me, the vibrato is so deep and slow that it is almost, yeah. It's kind of making it's affecting the pitch almost of the line. But I know that some people will be deeply moved by this style.
同人青春不会不死，永远的爱。
Very sincere.
那流浪的足迹在荒漠里写下永久的回忆。
You know what it is? He's
but
using...
it's sparingly though.
No, I disagree. I actually...
No, there are so many lines without any vibrato.
Yeah, I disagree. I feel like even if we listen to this last line, I think he's adding vibrato. Either he has a warble in his voice due to age,
Yeah.
or more likely, I think he's actually adding vibrato through quick syllables and words, which ends up sounding like a warble. Now, it is his personal style. He is a singer-songwriter, which means that he's going to express himself the way that is authentic to him. But this is sometimes what happens when a singer adds vibrato on really short syllables. It ends up sounding like there's no time to put it in, so everything just feels a little warbly.
那流浪的足迹在荒漠里。
Right? Those are short enough things that we would just go da 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 da. We wouldn't necessarily try and wiggle through there. I mean, I'm guilty of this sometimes. I put a lot of
It's more
vibrato.
like a dynamic to me. It didn't sound like a pitch bend kind of wobble. It sounded like he's like always in and out in dynamics.
I think that's not how I hear it. But
写下永久的回忆。
because the other thing, Jay, is that this is edited. So they're also taking some of that pitch, I think, and kind of moving it to center a little bit.
I don't agree.
No?
That's not what I hear.
绕群飘来的笔迹是深藏的激情，你的心愿。阵阵红尘轮回中，谁在宿命里徘徊？自己消磨凡俗的人世，东南街的关怀。
I take back half of what I said. I don't think that we're hearing necessarily a heavy edit, but I still think it's vibrato and pitch based. Whereas you're experiencing it more as
not pitch.
dynamic.
It's not pitch. Because I would have done it very differently with my big vibrato.
Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
好酷啊！就是。
看我看一眼，那蓦然红颜守空人，青春不会不死。
You can literally see the vibrato. You can literally see it.
I can see his movement, his head,
Yeah.
but it's not a pitch bend vibrato. It's
Oh,
not
so
a
you're saying
laryngeal
that
vibrato.
you think-
He's like
It's a head nod vibrato.
But still, it's vibrato. It's his version of vibrato. So whether there's pitch or more dynamic involved, it's
Yeah, more
vibrato
dynamic.
based.
That's all I'm saying. It's more dynamic because it's like the other guy.
But that's kind of what a warble involves, right? A warble kind of is a
'Cause
come and
I
go.
remember there was another guy that we reviewed that actually tried to sound like him. That had like we were arguing about his
Yes,
larynx.
I do.
That guy does a.
But it's both. If you study vibrato under like a melodyne or whatever, most things people do are both. Some are more heavily weighted in pitch, some are more heavily weighted in dynamic. Some of them you can see, if you look at the wave files, some of them will literally look like this, and those are the ones that are strongly driven by dynamic, loud and quiet, loud and quiet, loud and quiet. And then there's some where you can see the pitch. There's a line denoting pitch, and you can see it moving a lot, and some do both.
Yeah, I just hear like I feel like his vibrato is actually way shallower than some of the other guys do.
Pitch-wise,
Yes.
yeah, I can see what you're saying, but it is throughout, like it's throughout everything.
No,
that's not what he did. That's not what he did.
Okay.
一长发让它牵引你的梦。
Yeah, but this is touched up.
Okay.
There's a pretty deep artifact right here, so I also think that's just it's a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll show you this artifact here. There's one. Right there. So there is a little bit of zhuzh, and that zhuzh is also going to affect the picture. But I'm good. I don't. You can be right. You can be right. I'm just kind of saying what I hear. But
不知不觉，这城市的泪水浸湿了你的笑容。我心中蓝蓝的天，是个生命的开始。春雨不眠，隔夜的里程，空流年的日子。春雨不眠，隔夜的里程，空流年的日子。
he doesn't recognize it at home. You're right though. It is not like a deep loopy vibrato. It is a come and go.
Yeah.
For sure. Well loved. This songwriter is well loved.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very highly respected.
Did anyone have any strong preferences?
I actually like the first one.
I like Hebe quite a lot. She's a really lovely vocalist. I thought Coco Lee was very pure, very pure. And the original songwriter is always special because their storytelling. And I think this guy's tone is very unique and very unto himself. And I think that, whatever his vibrato is or isn't, is a part of...
I don't think he's a very technical singer, but he's like a great singer-songwriter. He has so many great works under him. So.
Yeah, and I think that when we are looking at singer-songwriters, kind of piggybacking on what you just said, we're not always looking for the most technical rendition. We're looking for feel and how the original lyric was kind of painted in the first place. He, though, is very emotive. He uses a lot of pinch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this kind of that he'll pull in sometimes. I think, I think I've said this before. Sometimes I've been in Nashville and I've gone to songwriter circles where sometimes you hear people, the original songwriter of some very, very famous songs will sometimes get on stage and they'll perform their own song, even though that's, it was Carrie Underwood or whoever. And sometimes the songwriter is insanely prolifically talented vocalist. And sometimes it's not. They're really more of a songwriter than a singer. And I think whichever end of the, wherever the pendulum swings on that, I think it's still really refreshing to hear the songwriter because we're witnessing their words come out of their mouth and because we're hearing the melody in the way that they either most earnestly realized it and or sometimes they're affected by the artist who originally took it on. It's really interesting seeing songwriters, I think. But this was a lovely comparison, all three.
The ghost of you, it haunts me. and I wouldn't try